Good morning, honorable ministers, Minister Commerce, Minister Finance, Minister Public Works, Secretary Cap PS Commerce and colleagues, CEO, MTN. My name is Mluleki Dlamini. I'm the Director of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises from the Ministry of Commerce, Industry and Trade. I will be your Master of Ceremonies this morning for this short program as we launch mobile money for payment of trading license and liquor licenses for government services. Before we proceed with today's event, can I request Mage Tanzi from MTN to lead us in prayer before we start? Thank you.
Siyabonga ngicela sesivale nemehlo bekunene sithe uthandaza. Our dear Heavenly Father, we want to thank you this morning. Sikubonga uNkulunkulu ngekuphila losiphe kona. Sikubonga uNkulunkulu wethu ngaluthando lwakho lolumangalisako lolungenamkhawulo lubandi lujulile luyamangalisa. Thank you, Lord, for giving us this opportunity to come together to do this work with the ministries, with the citizenry, in easing and making easy the life of business in our nation. Sikubonga uNkulunkulu nangekusinika imicabango lesisita ukuthi sithuthuke singemaswati. Sikubonga uNkulunkulu nangekusi-enablisha ukuthi sikhone kusebenta imisebenzi letasithuthukisa. Nasekuseni Nkosi sesiletha lo mkhambathi lona lesikiwo phambi kwakho egameni lika Jesu Kristu. Siphe Nkosi uhlangana lokuhle namuhla, siphe Nkosi kusebenta lokuhle namuhla ekuseni. uNkulunkulu wethu longcwele ube kanye nato tonke Nkosi tikhulumi letawuba khona la. Utiphe Nkosi emagama laniketa kuconza eziveni. Utiphe Nkosi emagama laletha lithemba esiveni. Babe wethu longcwele sithi uNkulunkulu wethu nguwe umnikati walo msebenzi. Ngiko Nkosi ekuseni sita kuwe siuletha kuwe uchube Nkosi ube luhlelo lwasezulwini egameni lakho Jesu Kristu. Amen and amen.
Thank you very much, Margaret Zille. As we continue with the program, honorable ministers, I understand that we'll be getting a presentation on the payment system from MTN and also Register of Companies. Without wasting time, let's proceed to that agenda item this morning. Can I invite Msebe and also Sam to come forward and present?
Honorable ministers, PS is in the room. Sakaqala all protocol observe bekunene. Kulkunyana kodwa khuluma ngalo but indawo zami. So sakabhimile presentation. Maybe let me first of all thank your support, Minister for Commerce. Ngibonga ne support ya Minister for Finance lesbenabo kule project lena. I'm happy to see also our Minister for Works, Hulmende is very supportive of this project, and it actually encourages us as we work on this journey, which is nice support from Bangla Batsala. I also want to extend my gratitude to the teams that we work with, especially Mr. Msebe. Bengifuna kusho nje emva konke emva Mr. Msebe ukuthi ungasishisi yathi i-commerce esiyaqedza ngayo but sitawuqhubeka nawe kule journey. Ngibonge na Mr. Ndlangamandla ka iGov also for the support that he gives us and running around on a daily basis, collaborating and making sure that all the different departments come together for us to be able to achieve what we're achieving. It's a long journey. It's a good start that we've had, and it's exciting to see ukuthi nyalo sesilana. Now kuthata nje sinalabanye labakhona in the other ministries lesita ukuqhubeka nawo ukuthi sicela ukuthi basibambise kuona lo msebenzi. Without further ado, I think we should be able to start. All right, the presentation, honorable ministers, that we'll be doing is very brief. On our part is just to give a bit of a background in terms of what are we talking about when we talk about fintech. Next slide. Okay. The question that anyone would actually ask is that why mobile money? Why would we use this kind of service? But the answer is there, and it's quite clear in the sense that if you look at the penetration of our population, we already have over 700,000 that are actually registered on the platform. But what is very key about that is that it's not just 700,000 registered, but 532 of those who are registered are using the service on a monthly basis, which means that the pipes that we are trying to create, or the pipeline that we're trying to create, will have a lot of people actually using the platform. So we're not setting up something that will not have users, but we've got a number of people that are actually on the platform. We're continuously trying to grow our agent network to enable people to be able to get mobile money. Currently, we have over 14,000 agents in the country who are registered, and we are actually also driving mobile money in the shops where people are actually able to pay using mobile money. The merchants, we're now close to 7,000 merchants. And this figure is one that's actually to watch out for, because we are digitizing the whole country. Every shop should be able to accept this service. As we do this, then it makes it easier for everyone to actually accept payments using mobile money, because it will be widely known and awareness will be there across the country. For government, it's key for us because everyone deals with government. Everyone from businesses to consumers actually deal with government. So it will fast track the movement of money through digital means across the landscape of the country. It's very easy to use this platform because to register for it, it's free. We are very happy also with the increase that we got from the central bank last year due to the COVID issues that we're having, the pandemic. We're now sitting at a limit of about 50,000. This actually makes it easier for people to actually use the platform, even for businesses, because they've got a higher number, a higher amount that they can actually use for informal businesses. Formal businesses, there's no limit, so they can actually be able to transact on the platform. We are collaborating with a number of banks to enable us for people to actually get money even through the ATMs. And we are continuing to push the story of interoperability with banks. And we are hoping that that will actually, at some point, come to fruition where all the banks will actually be integrated with mobile money. So I believe that this is a good way to actually enforce the digital transformation in the country. Next slide, please. I'm also happy to announce that this is the 10th year that we have actually been in operation as in terms of mobile money. It was launched in 2011. This is actually showing the trajectory of what we've actually been able to accomplish. We were able to cement the foundation of the payment system So now you can see if we're talking a penetration of about 74%, it's actually talking to the fact that we actually have a base that is actually secure for our customers to transfer money back and forth. The strategy going forward is to actually increase the digitization in terms of the fintech services that we're talking about. When you talk fintech services now, we're talking about the integration with other systems. Previously, it was one-to-one, but now, as you can see at the corner there, we want mobile money at the center with all the different businesses, consumers, and other partners being able to partner and do business with each other on the platform. MTN is actually targeting to create one of the biggest platforms in Africa. And this is what we want to do through the mobile money platform, so people can be able to trade. We should not be seeing businesses having to move from one area to another area to market their products. This can all be done online, and people can actually do payments online and get delivery of their goods online. It's exactly what we want to try and do with our government services, so that people can be able to do this from Tinkundla areas where they are. They should be able to use this system to actually pay for goods and services. Decentralization of government is key for us, and people should be able to get services from where they are. So, in a nutshell, what this is actually doing is increasing financial inclusion for those who were previously excluded in the communities, in the rural areas. They need to be included now. We recently, last year, started even doing the social grants disbursement. So there's no excuse for anyone not understanding this service, because if Bokoko can do it, everyone can actually be able to do it. What we believe is that this service will actually create convenience and affordability for all our users on the ground. And then the last slide talks to why we are here. What is really exciting for us, as you can see, is that we are getting good cooperation from the different ministries. The ones in greens are the ones that we've actually started doing something. The project that we started a couple of years ago, mainly with the Ministry of Commerce, has actually now evolved to actually start including other ministries. We want to eventually be able to have payments of services through all the ministries. So if there's a ministry that I've left out, honorable ministers, please let me know. But I think we have actually tried to secure all the ministries, the key ones that we want to actually get into. We must get to a point where even when you are speeding, there's a traffic fine, the police should be able to actually take a fine using mobile money. That will actually also reduce corruption in a way, because they will actually now need to account for the monies that they've received. The same way with transport services, we want to be able for people to pay a pasini using mobile money. So in a nutshell, for us is to say thank you for the cooperation, and the journey is only just started. We are happy to be launching this service today. What is very key for everyone to understand is that the system is very safe. We continuously try to upgrade our system and make sure that we are at the standards that will make sure that it's protected. And definitely, as we move to onboard other ministries, we will make sure that our consumers as well as our partners are well protected. I thank you very much. Thank you, Minister.
Honorable Ministers, Secretary of Cabinet, PS, Minister of Commerce, MTN CEO, and the executive, my colleagues, I also see in media, good morning. My name is Msebe Malinga. I'm the Registrar of Companies in the Ministry of Commerce, Industry and Trade. Honorable Ministers, we are indeed excited as government, and in particular, a Ministry of Commerce, Industry and Trade, in that we continuously improve the environment for doing business in Eswatini. And in that, we are introducing simplified processes and procedures for starting a business Eswatini. But our journey started in 2005. Lapho khona we introduced, we converted our manual registers into automated systems. And in 2014, that's where we availed online services to the public. Our partnership with MTN started in 2016, where we introduced, through a USSD code, *468#, we introduced a mobile tracking system for government services, home affairs. You are able to track services or home affairs, that is your birth certificates, national identity documents and travel documents, through the same platform. And Ministry of Commerce, it's your company registration services and trading license. But the big one happened in 2018. Lapho khona we developed an online company registration service. However, the service missed the payment, or did not have the payment platform. And it is in this venue, last year, the 1st of July 2020, in an event that was graced by the Honorable Minister for Commerce, Industry and Trade, where we then introduced the online the electronic payment services for company registration. And in that very event, we made a commitment as government and the ministry in particular, in that to start introducing Alamanya EMA services for payment. And here we are today, introducing yet another product, and which is the electronic payment platform for trading and liquor licenses. Bahlanisha, this is how it works. We are using this *468# platform, and your landing page is the first cubicle where you have the preferred languages, and then you go to the ministries. Currently it's the Ministry of Commerce. And for the departments that you want to pay under, which is Register of Companies, Trading License, and Liquor Licenses. And then on the cubicle 4, you have the two options. It's either you're inquiring on the services, or you are paying. And with number 5, that's where you start the process of payment using the USSD code. I think late last year, we introduced a business identity number for all businesses in Eswatini. That's a 16-digit number, and all trading licenses bear that number in them. And number 5, Bahlanisha, 5, that's where the process starts, where you have services for your advertisement for the business that you want to register, and then grant of licenses. That is the application process, and then renewal of licenses, amendments, transfers, and duplicate business licenses. And obviously, you're going to be using your BIN to make those payments now, because the business say allocate you that unique number. You follow the steps, Bahlanisha, Lapa, once you enter the BIN, which is confirmation of the payment. And once the payment yendega, you're going to get 2 messages. One message confirms the payment, or the transaction rather, and will also carry with it a transaction number. And then the second message will be your a message that will be carrying your electronic receipt, and in that message you'll also get your receipt number, whereby then you're going to transact for your services. Next slide, please. The same process applies for the liquor license platform. Nakona, you follow the same process, and then payment is made by Bahlanisha. As the Minister of Commerce, we want to continuously improve in providing services for the public, in particular the business community. We are not done yet, Mr. Shonga. We are working on something, honorable ministers. City will be an experience for Maswati, a 100% paperless service for company registration. We're talking paperless, and I believe around about this time next year, we'll be convening the same venue to introduce that baby. And siyabonga kakhulu colleagues for the work that we've done. The journey has just started. And with those words, I thank you very much. Oh, sorry, my mistake. Just the last slide, just the last one. We have our terms and conditions for the use of this program. Like I said earlier on, C7 USSD code, which is the star 468 hash. And this service is only availed through the mobile money, MTN, and customers will be able to use this service airtime. You don't need data, Mr. Shong, it's only airtime. And then you're able to use this service. And MR charges, so there's no extra cost. MR charges will only be for Langanje, MR transfers, and for that payment you are making for that service, and it is only accessible to MTN customers only, since this is a MTN platform. And one has to be registered in this platform for them to utilize or to be able to use this service. And like I said, payments will charge from Momo account and no other charges will be made. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Sam and Mr. Maling. Thank you, Mbamba. Can I now, at this stage, invite the CEO from MTN, Mr. Sandile Mjali, Wandile, Wandile Mjali, to come forward and make his remarks. Sorry about that.
Thank you, Program Director. Honorable Minister, Commerce, Industry and Trade, Minister, Finance, Honorable Minister, Public Works, Principal Secretaries from government ministries, senior government officials, M10 FinTech Services CEO, representatives of media who are present today, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. On behalf of MTN, we're really excited to be part of this very important launch today. As the previous speakers have said, this has really been a journey that we've gone through with government support over the past few years. And certainly, we are looking forward to a number of products and services that we're going to launch together here. Part of what we are doing as MTN is obviously to support government on the financial inclusion, support government on some of the initiatives that they have today, where we have this pandemic of COVID-19. One of the things that you see, unfortunately, is that people continue to queue in government revenue services, going to do payments. And so we are partnering with the government to say people should not really be queuing in to make payments, but they should be using the digital platforms to make sure that they can be safe and do those services from home. So some of these initiatives that are here are really focused on making sure that the lives of Emaswati are improved going forward. So MTN is really privileged to be a part of this milestone that we have today. The e-government agenda, which MTN is partner of, is really seeking to improve the quality of Emaswati in the kingdom. MTN takes this opportunity to look at the diversity of our products and services and simultaneously improve customer experience. Through the acceleration of digital payments, several services are already made available to our customers. For instance, the government payment system. This is something that I'm saying already we have done over the years, and we continue to improve on it going forward. We really want to appreciate the Ministry of Commerce as the ones that we've started working with since last year. But now, if we look at the support that we've received from the Ministry of Finance, making sure that the payments are really reflecting on their systems. And we've also partnered and worked with SRA. I know they might not be here today, but we are working with them so that as and when government payment systems migrate to SRA, we are also going to make sure that we are also partners of that program. So really, as MTN, we want to make sure that the payments through the government systems are accurate, but also reflecting in the various government ministries. A few months ago, MTN and the Ministry of Commerce did launch the pilot company registration system, which really went well last year. With the additional liquor and trading license payment via the MTN mobile money, a Masat will pay remotely, which is not really something that has been happening in previously. But now I think MTN is saying this is going to cut some of the issues that our customers are facing, traveling cost, having to move from home to a government paying office, and also reducing time. So you can now sit in the comfort of your home and make payments for these services. From a government perspective, this is also going to improve revenue collection. It's going to improve efficiencies within government. So that is why we as MTN are really happy for these services, and we are saying to Emaswati, let us take this service and make sure that whenever we want to pay for liquor licenses, pay for trading licenses, there is no need for you to travel to the nearest office, but sit out in your office or in your home and make these payments. MTN is making a step today to say MTN Mobile Money is going to be the biggest platform for payment systems in the kingdom. Sam has already shown that we have really the biggest number of customers that are using the payment system in the kingdom. So for whatever you do within your business, if you want to make payments, if you want to make transactions, please do consult us at MTN, and certainly we'll give you a very good service. MTN has an objective that everyone in Eswatini deserves benefits of a connected modern life. And so through these telecom services and digital services, we are going to make the lives of Emaswati much, much better. We remain grateful to the government through our regulators for the support that they've given us through this journey as we work with government. And additionally, we want to just say thank you to the ministries, thank you to e-government offices for supporting us and making sure that these projects are really successful going forward. We are looking forward to the other products that Sam spoke about. And I know that in the next few months, we will be coming back here and launching some of those products when they're ready for launch. I think, finally, honorable ministers, I think we need to continue to encourage Emaswati in this period of COVID-19, that let us go out there and vaccinate. I think this pandemic we've seen in the last few months and weeks that it is really growing in numbers. And so it is important for us, even leaders in the nation, that let us encourage our own people to go and vaccinate, because we really need to make sure that we recover from this pandemic and get it under control. For those few words, honorable ministers, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much, and may God bless you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Njali. Can I request the peers to come forward and proceed with the program as he introduces the honorable ministers? Thank you.
Thank you, Program Director, honorable ministers here present, Secretary Cap, CEO MTN, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. At this point in time, I'd like to invite the honorable ministers to make their address. Firstly, I would invite the Minister of Finance to make his remarks, and then the Minister of Commerce will come and make the keynote address. Thank you.
Thank you very much, PS, for the introductions. And good morning to Minister Works, Minister Commerce, PSs, CEOs, Registrar, everyone here present, US. I must say, it really is fantastic what is being done as government. We definitely do have a lack of service delivery. When someone stands in a queue for hours, waiting to be served, or waiting to pay something, or waiting to get something, it is unacceptable. What I'm saying, as government, we do need to do everything that we can to try and change this, to try and improve this, and to try and get service delivery right as a country. And so from that point of view, normally as government, when we have to fix these kind of things, it means more concrete, it means more buildings, it means more people, more computers, more systems in place, which is normally very, very expensive and adds a huge burden on government. Times have changed, and we are very, very blessed to be able to, most of us walk around with a device like this. And now moving over and bringing service delivery into government is actually a whole lot cheaper, a whole lot simpler than what it was 10 years ago. And so to be able to partner with the likes of everyone in the room here to get this right, and to be able to take delivery to the next level so that we can make sure that eMaswati really gets services a whole lot quicker, a whole lot better, a whole lot more convenient, is critical. And we highly appreciate all the efforts that are being done. I just so happened to be reading through the Constitution last night. It makes for bedtime reading, but it was I was actually looking for something, but I stumbled across the part in the Constitution that speaks to the commitment that we are making in our Constitution to bringing services into the Tinkundla centers. And I read it more than once, because I realized, like, we have really made a commitment here, and it doesn't feel to me like we're actually fulfilling or rolling out that commitment. And again, what would that look like when we created the Constitution? It probably looked like having an official from SRA, an official from Commerce, an official from Home Affairs, and all sitting at the Tinkundla centers. And right now, we're launching. What we are launching now means that you need someone to possibly facilitate at the Tinkundla Center, but you don't need the actual warming of the seats in these places anymore. One can actually roll out these systems that we're rolling out today and really get to what the Constitution is pushing us to do a whole lot easier, a whole lot cheaper, and a whole lot more convenient for the Maswati out there in the rural areas. So I really want to congratulate. Thank you very much, Minister Commerce, for your drive and for your passion behind this, and for your team. Highly appreciated from the Ministry of Finance. We really appreciate everyone and all the efforts that are being done. Thank you very much.
Thank you, PS and Program Director, Honourable Ministers, the Secretary to Cabinet, PS is present here today, the Accountant General, the Commissioner General from SRA, CEOs, particularly the CEO from MTN and his executive, senior government officials, business community representatives, members of the Portfolio Committee who are participating virtually this morning, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. It is really an exciting moment for us as the government of the Kingdom of Eswatini to be here once again launching another digital service that is aimed at improving service delivery and improving the lives of the people of Eswatini. I am really grateful to have the presence of the Minister of Finance here, as well as the Minister of Public Works and Transport. I do know that the Minister for Home Affairs wanted to be here but could not make it today. She was invited, as well as the Minister for ICT. It is really interesting for me to see the passion from our honourable ministers to digitize government services. Pretty soon, as Wandile was saying, we will be coming back here to launch through the Minister of Works and Public Transport, the payment of car licensing services, which is a process that is already far advanced right after this. And soon after that, we'll be coming here to launch Home Affairs related services, and all of that is going to follow the program that Sam shared just a moment ago. So in short, it is really exciting to see the speed at which we are transforming our service delivery so that we can stay true to our constitution that the minister was reading last night. For the first time. No, you didn't say that, no? It's just wondering. This morning marks another important milestone in the government of Eswatini's efforts to bring efficient and innovative services to Emaswati and all the residents of Eswatini. Just a little over a year ago, together with our partners, MTN Eswatini, we launched the electronic payment system for business registration, which has evidently created improved government efficiency and significantly reduced the inconvenience of having to physically travel to our service centers for these services. Very proud that just about a year later, this service is now extended to trading licenses and liquor licenses payments, which will hopefully be received with a lot of enthusiasm by Emaswati, particularly MSMEs. I'm equally excited that these services will also extend to other critical government services in the very near future. The launch of the e-payment system for business licenses comes at a time when our capability in terms of information communication technologies continues to be put to the test, particularly with the advent of COVID-19, which does not encourage us to congregate in large numbers for extended periods of time. At a time where calls for the upscaling of service delivery levels intensify, e-government services are undoubtedly part of the solution. And I do want to specifically acknowledge the Secretary to Cabinet and his e-government team, led by Babendlanga Mandla, for their passion to really see this coming through, as well as the Ministry of ICT under the Government Computer Services Department. We are seeing amazing collaboration and exceptional commitment to make this a reality. People need to be able to access government services timely, effectively, as well as conveniently. This initiative adds to a plethora of others that the government of the Kingdom of Eswatini has introduced over the past year. These include the launch of the Eswatini Trade Information Portal and the Plant Health Inspection Services, called NAFIS portal, amongst others. Both of these electronic platforms, as well as others, and the tool we are launching today, directly feed into the ideals of the government of the Kingdom of Eswatini's strategic roadmap, 2019 to 2022, whose strategic goals include creating an enabling environment for Emaswati investors, as well as our strategic partners to thrive. You will recall that the promotion of information communication technologies is a key component of our strategic roadmap. Hence, ICT has been recognized as one of the 5 key growth sectors of the economy in both the strategic roadmap and the post-COVID-19 economic recovery plan. It is therefore gratifying to see that this sector is really helping us to improve service delivery in general. Convenience remains a core component of the modern business model, and I have no doubt that this platform will improve the way Emaswati conduct business. They will not only be saving in terms of transport fares, but will have the assurance of safety from COVID-19 while undertaking their transactions. I cannot imagine a better convenience than that, particularly as we are in the middle of the 3rd wave of the COVID-19 pandemic. We remain grateful to our partners, to MTN Eswatini for agreeing to take the lead as we continue to bring these services closer to the people. And very special gratitude goes to the teams that have been working tirelessly to ensure this product comes to fruition, which includes Government Computer Services, the e-government unit at the Prime Minister's Office, the Ministry of Finance, Treasury Department, the Registrar of Companies, MTN Eswatini, SRA, and others. Team, very well done. One of the things that I have learned, particularly in government sector cap, is how, as ministers, we are territorial. If you want to encroach into my space, I do everything I can to push you out of my space. But in this, though, I really want to again acknowledge the Minister of Finance, because the whole collection of revenue is his mandate. You know, one of my biggest fears was he was going to be very protective of that space and say, what are you doing coming into revenue collection without me being the initiator of this particular project? But what we saw is really a good example of how we as leaders should collaborate sector cap and really see the value beyond our territories and pull together. And for that, I really want to say thank you again. As I conclude, before I spoil my speech, I would like to reiterate government's position of becoming modern and dependable and being service-oriented, in line with our long-term goal of repositioning Eswatini for innovation and inclusive growth. May the good Lord bless you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Ministers. Since we have about 10 minutes before closure, can we have questions? The team will respond if the media has some questions, or anyone in the room in terms of this program. So it was very clear. Also to note that we are streaming live this event, so others are not with us, but they are virtually attending. In the absence of questions, can I ask TD to close in prayer? Then we come to the end of the event. Thank you.
Siyabonga kakhulu bekunene, ngicela sivale nemehlo sithe uthandaza. Dear Heavenly Father, we want to thank you again, Lord, for the time we've had together. Sisasukumisa lo msebenzi lo mhle kangaka lo dawusita eMaswati. Sesiyathandaza Nkosi ukuthi eMaswati amane awemukele ngalobuhle lo ungibo. Awusebenzise futhi kude kuthi ade uthuthuka aphephe. Sibonga nje uNkulunkulu wethu ukuthi wende sakhona kusebenza saze safika kulesigaba lesi. Siseta ukuchubeka siendele eminye imisebenzi namuhla. Siyatinikela futhi Nkosi esandleni sakho ukuthi usiphe lisuku loluhle lolta uchubeka kahle sisenda leminye imisebenzi. Nanaku Nkosi kudla lengikholwa ukuthi kukhona namhla ekseni sibusele kona egameni lakho Jesu Kristu. Amen and amen.